A Canada Government Non-Profit Professional Organization Guide. Chapter 1. A list of Canada Government and NGO addresses and websites. Canada Government and Organization addresses and websites. A. AAFC, Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada /AAC, Agriculture et Agroalimentaire Canada. 1341, Baseline Road. Ottawa, Ontario K1A0C5 Canada. 1-613-759-1000. Fax, 1-613-773-2772. info@agr.gc.ca. agr.gc.ca. AgriWeb Canada. Aboriginal Tourism Canada. 116 Lisgar Street Suite 600 Ottawa, Ontario. K2P0C2 Canada. 1-613-235-2067. Fax, 1-613-238-3878. info@aboriginaltourism.ca. aboriginaltourism.ca. ABWE, Association of Baptists for World Evangelism. 34-980. Adelaide Street, South London on, N6E1R3 Canada. 1-519-690-1009. office@abwecanada.org. abwe.ca. Acadia University. Wolfville, Nova Scotia B4 P2R6 Canada. 1-902-542-2200. Admissions@acadiau.ca. acadiau.ca. ACAT, Action des Chrétiens pour l'abolition de la torture. 15, Rue de Castelnau West, Montreal, Quebec H2R2W3. Canada. 1-514-890-6169. Fax, 1-514-890-6484. info@acatcanada.org. acatcanada.org. ACCC, Association of Canadian Community Colleges / Association des Colleges. Communautaires du Canada. Suite 200, 1223 Michael Street, North Ottawa, Ontario K1J72 Canada. 1-613-746-2222. Fax, 1-613-746-6721. info@accc.ca. accc.ca. ACHES, African Canadian Continuing Education Society. Number 402. 411 Dunsmuir Street, Vancouver, British Columbia V6B1X4 Canada. 1-604-688-4880. Contact at acheskenya.org. acheskenya.org. ACE, Advancing Canadian Entrepreneurship Inc. 100 Adelaide Street West, Suite 1302 Toronto on M5H1S3 Canada. 1-416-304-1566. Fax, 1-416-864-0514. ace@acecanada.ca. acecanada.ca. ACEC, Association of Consulting Engineers of Canada. 130 Albert Street, Suite 616 Ottawa, Ontario K1P5G4 Canada. 1-613-236-0569. Fax, 1-613-236-6193. info@ac.ca. ac.ca. ACEM, Association Communautaire d'Emprunt de Montréal / Montreal Community Loan. Association M. 3680, Jean Mance, Suite 319 Montreal, Quebec H2X2K5 Canada. 1-514-843-7296. Fax, 1-514-843-6832. info@acemcreditcommunautaire.qc.ca. acemcreditcommunautaire.qc.ca. ACF, Action contre la faim / Action Against Hunger. 7105. Rue Hubert Montreal QC, H2S2N1 Canada. 1-514-279-4876. Fax, 1-514-279-5136. info@actioncontrelafame.ca. actioncontrelafame.ca. ACGC, Alberta Council for Global Cooperation. Suite 205. 10816A, 82 Avenue Edmonton Ob T6E2B3 Canada. 1-780-988-0200. Fax, 1-780-988-0211. admin@acgc.ca. acgc.ca. ACIC, Atlantic Council for International Cooperation. 210-2099. Gottingen Street, Halifax, NS, B3K3B2 Canada. 1-902-431-2311. Fax, 1-902-431-3216. info@acic-kachi.org. admin@acic-kachi.org. acic-caci.org. Acorn, Atlantic Canadian Organic Regional Network. POD. 6343 Sackville, NB, E4L1G6 Canada. 1-866-322-2676. Fax, 1-506-536-0221. admin@acornergianic.org. acornergianic.org. ACP, Aboriginal Canada Portal/Portail des Autochtones au Canada. C/O. INAC, Terraces de la Chaudière, 10 Wellington. North Tower, Gatineau, Quebec, Canada. 1-800-567-9604. Fax, 1-866-817-3977. acp@inac.gc.ca. aboriginalcanada.gc.ca. AgriTeam Canada. Suite 200, 14707 Bannister Road, Southeast. Calgary, Alberta. T2X1Z2 Canada. 1-403-253-5298. Fax, 1-403-253-5140. info@agriteam.ca. agriteam.ca. AHF, Aboriginal Healing Foundation. 75 Albert Street, Suite 801. Ottawa on K1P5E7 Canada. 1-613-237-4441. Fax, 1-613-237-4442. ahf.ca. AHRC, Aboriginal Human Resource Council. 708, 2nd Avenue. North Saskatoon, SKS 7K2E1 Canada. 1-306-956-5360. Fax, 1-306-956-5361. Contact.us@aboriginalhr.ca. aboriginalhr.ca. AI, Amnesty International, Canada, Ontario. 312 Laurier Avenue East. Ottawa, Ontario, K1N1H9 Canada. 1-613-744-7667. Fax, 1-613-746-2411. info@amnesty.ca. amnesty.ca. AI, Amnesty International, Canada, Pacific Regional Office. Number 430, 319. West Pender Street, Vancouver, BC V6B1T3 Canada. 1-604-294-5160. Fax, 1-604-294-5130. pro@amnesty.ca. amnesty.ca. AI, Amnesty International, Canada, Quebec. 6250 Bull Monk, Montreal. Quebec H4E3H7 Canada. 1-514 766 9766. Fax 1 514 766 2088. info@amnistai.ca. amnistai.ca. AIAF, Association Internationale des Archives Francophones. Case. Postdaily 10450 Quebec G1V4N1. Canada. 1 418 644 4800. Fax 1 418 646 0868. AIAF.org. AIC, Agricultural Institute of Canada. 9 Corvus Court Suite 900 Ottawa on. K2E7Z4 Canada. 1 613 232 9459. Fax 1 613 594 5190. Office at aic.ca. aic.ca. AEZEC Canada Inc. 161 Eglinton Avenue. East, Suite 402 Toronto. On M4P1J5 Canada. 1 416 368 1001. Fax 1 416 368 4490. info@izc.ca. izc.ca. AEZEC, Association Internationale des Étudiants en Sciences Économiques et Commerciales. AIHC, Association des Ingénieurs et Scientifiques Haitiano-Canadiens. 4121, Fortuny Rue, Bureau 214. Montreal, Quebec, Canada. 1 514 327 7555. Fax 1 514 327 6777. AIHC.ca. AIM, Adventure in Missions. POB 7 Tisdale SKS 0E1T0. Canada. 1 306 873 5054. Fax 1 306 873 5026. info@adventureinmissions.com. adventureinmissions.com. AIM, Africa Inland Mission. 1641 Victoria Park Avenue. Scarborough. On, M1R1P8 Canada. 1 416 751 6077. Fax 1 416 751 3467. general.can@aimint.net. aimcanada.org. aimint.org. AKFC, AGA Khan Foundation Canada. The Delegation of the Ismaili Imamate, 199 Sussex Drive, Ottawa, K1N1K6 Canada. 1 613 237 2532. Fax 1 613 567 2532. info@akfc.ca. general@akfc.ca. akfc.ca. akdn.org/. partnershipwalk.com. Algoma University. 1520 Queen Street, East Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, P6A2G4 Canada. 1 705 949 2301. Fax 1 705 949 6583. info@algomau.ca. algomau.ca. Algonquin College. 1385 Woodroffe Avenue, Ottawa, Ontario, K2G. 1V8 Canada. 1 613 727 4723. algonquincollege.com. Assuras. 250 Yonge Street, Toronto, Ontario, M5B2L7 Canada. 1 866 878 1225. info@assuries.ca. assuries.ca. Athabasca University. 1 University Drive, Athabasca, UP9S3A3. Canada. 1 780 675 6100. Fax 1 780 675 6437. athabasca.ca. Atkinson Charitable Foundation. 1 Yonge Street, 15th floor. Toronto, Ontario M5E1E5 Canada. 1-416-368-5152. Fax, 1-416-865-3619. info@atkinsonfoundation.ca. atkinsonfoundation.ca. AUCC, Association of Universities and Colleges of Canada. 350 Albert Street, Suite 600 Ottawa, Ontario K1R1B1 Canada. 1-613-563-1236. Fax, 1-613-563-9745. info@aucc.ca. aucc.ca Resource. Cupid, Canadian University Projects in International Development Database. AUF, Agence Universitaire de la Francophonie. Case postale du Musée, CP 49714 Montreal, Quebec H3T2A5 Canada. Street address 3034, Bull. Edouard Montpetit, Montreal, Quebec H3T1J7 Canada. 1-514-343-66301, 514-343-7241. Fax, 1-514-343-57831, 514-343-6558. info@auf.org. AUF.org. AUFC, Association des Universités de la Francophonie Canadienne. 260, Rue Dalhousie, Bureau 400, Ottawa, Ontario K1N74 Canada. 1-613-244-5231. Fax, 1-613-244-0699. aufc.ca. Aurora College. POB 1290 Fort Smith NTX0E0P0 Canada. 50 Conabeer Crescent, Fort Smith NT Canada. 1-867-872-7000. auroracollege.nt.ca. AWB, Architects Without Borders. 201 Russell Building. University of Manitoba Faculty of Architecture, Winnipeg, Manitoba. R3T2N2 Canada. 1-204-474-8654. Fax, 1-204-474-7532. Administration@awb-winnipeg.ca. awb-winnipeg.ca. Alberta Women Entrepreneurs. 610, 736 8th Avenue Southwest. Calgary UB T2P1H4 Canada. 1-403-777-4250. Fax, 1-403-777-4258. info@awbusiness.com. awbusiness.com. AWID, Association for Women's Rights in Development. 96. Spadina Ave, Suite 401 Toronto on M5V2J6 Canada. 1-416-594-3773. Fax, 1-416-594-0330. awid@awid.org. awid.org. B. Bank of Canada / Banque du Canada. 234 Wellington Street, Ottawa, Ontario K1A0G9 Canada. 1-613-782-8111. Fax, 1-613-782-7713. info@bankofcanada.ca. bank-banque-canada.ca. Check, British Columbia Council for International Cooperation. 120 to 425 Carroll St. Vancouver, BC V6B6E3. Canada. 1-604-899-4475. Fax, 1-604-899-4436. info@bccic.ca. bccic.ca. BCIT, British Columbia Institute of Technology. 3700 Willingdon Avenue, Burnaby, British Columbia, V5G3H2 Canada. 1-604-434-5734. Webmaster@bcit.ca. bcit.ca. BDC, Business Development Bank of Canada / Banque de Développement du Canada. BDC Building, 5 Placeville. Marie, Suite 400 Montreal, Quebec H3B5E7 Canada. 1-877-232-2269. Fax, 1-877-329-9232. info@bdc.ca. bdc.ca. Belaine S., Global Development Connections. C/O Groupsia. International, 19 Carnochan, Chelsea, Quebec J9B2L6 Canada. 1-819-459-8847. Contact at belanet.org. belanet.org. C. Canada Business, Services for Entrepreneurs. 3rd floor, 151. Yonge Street, Toronto, Ontario M5C2W7 Canada. 1-416-775-3456. CanadaBusiness.ca. Canada. Canada.gc.ca. Canada Helps. 215 Spadina Avenue, Suite 330, Toronto on M5T. 2C7 Canada. 1-416-628-6948. CanadaHelps.org. Canada Helps is an online fundraising solution that allows charities to accept donations over the Internet. Canada's Rural Partnership / Partenariat Rural du Canada. Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada, Sir John Carling Building, 930. Carling Avenue, Ottawa, Ontario K1A0C5 Canada. 1-888-757-8725. rcs-src@agr.gc.ca. rural.gc.ca. Pocket Directory of Government Programs and Services, especially put together for Canadians in rural and remote communities. Canadam, Canada's Civilian Reserve. 1 Nicholas No. 1102 Ottawa. On K1N7B7 Canada. 1-613-789-3328. Fax, 1-613-789-6125. canadam@canadam.ca. canpol@canadam.ca. canadam.ca. canpol.ca, Canpol, Canadian Police Experts Overseas. Canadian Farm Business Management Council / CGIA, Conseil Canadien de la Gestion d'Entreprise Agricole. Canada. 250, Avenue City Centre, Bureau 300 Ottawa, Ontario K1R6K7. Canada. 1-613-237-9060. Fax, 1-613-237-9330. council@cfbmc.com. pharmacentra.com. Canadian Federation for the Humanities and Social Sciences / Fédération Canadienne des Sciences Humaines. Canada. 275 Rue Bank, Suite 300 Ottawa on K2P2L6 Canada. 1-613-238-6112. Fax, 1-613-238-6114. fedcan@fedcan.ca. fedcan.ca. Canadian Guide to Living and Working Overseas. Canada. 1-613-238-6169. Fax, 1-613-238-5274. feedback@workingoverseas.com. workingoverseas.com. Canadian National Steering Committee for the United Nations International Year of Microcredit / Comite Directeur. Canadien pour l'année internationale du microcrédit des Nations Unies. Canada. Street address. Microfinance.ca Canadian Gateway to Microfinance/LE Portail. Canadien de la Microfinance. Canadian Red Cross. 170 Metcalfe Street Suite 300 Ottawa, Ontario K2P2P2 Canada. 1-613-740-1900. Fax 1-613-740-1911. Feedback at redcross.ca. redcross.ca. Canadian Social Research Net. Canada. Canadian Socialresearch.net. Canadian University College. 5415 College Avenue Lacombe. T4L2E5 Canada. 1-403-782-3381. info@cauc.ca. cauc.ca. CANDO, Council for the Advancement of Native Development Officers. Suite 200, 10404, 66 Ave. Edmonton Ob T6H5R6 Canada. 1-780-990-0303. Fax 1-780-429-7487. CANDO@edo.ca. edo.ca. CanREN, Canadian Renewable Energy Network /RESCER, Réseau Canadien des Energies. Renouvelables. Sustainable Buildings and Communities Group, 580 Booth Street 13th floor. Ottawa, Ontario, K1A0E4 Canada. CANMETENERGY-CANMETENERGIE-RNCAN-RNCAN.gc.ca. CAP, Congress of Aboriginal Peoples. 867, Saint Laurent Boulevard. Ottawa on K1K3B1 Canada. 1-613-747-6022. Fax 1-613-747-8834. Reception at abo-peoples.org. abo-peoples.org. CASP, Canadian Agro-Sustainability Partnership Inc. 276 North River Road, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. C1A3L8 Canada. info@caspianc.com. caspianc.com. CASTS, Canadian Aboriginal Science and Technology Society. 236 Paganacaman Mekong Kitigan Zabayanishnabeg. Maniwaki, QCJ9E3B1 Canada. 1-613-290-4684. Executive.Director at casts.ca. casts.ca. Cause Canada, Christian Aid for Under-Assisted Societies Everywhere. POB 8100 Kenmore, Alberta T1W2T8 Canada. Street address. Number 4, 5308 17th Avenue Southwest. Calgary, Alberta T3E6S6 Canada. 1-403-678-3332. Fax 1-403-678-8869. info@cause.ca. cause.ca. CAUT, Canadian Association of University Teachers /ACPU, Association Canadienne des Professeurs et Professeurs de University. 2705 Queensview Drive, Ottawa, Ontario. K2B8 K2 Canada. 1-613-820-2270. Fax 1-613-820-7244. ACPPU@caut.ca. caut.ca. CAI, Canadian Association of Women Executives and Entrepreneurs. 401 Bay Street Suite 1600. Toronto on M5H2Y4 Canada. 1-416-756-0000. Fax 1-416-491-1670. Contact@caii.net. caii.net. Cost, Center for Affordable Water and Sanitation Technology. Bay 12, 2916, 5th Avenue Northeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2A6K4 Canada. 1-403-243-3285. Fax, 1-403-243-6199. CAUSET@causet.org. CAUSET.org. CBA, Canadian Bankers Association/ABC, Association des Banquiers Canadiens. Box 348. Commerce Court West, 199 Bay Street, 30th floor, Toronto, Ontario, M5L1G2 Canada. 1-416-362-6092. Fax, 1-416-362-7705. Inform@cba.ca. cba.ca. CBBB, Canadian Council of Better Business Bureaus. C/O Better. Business bureaus serving Eastern, Northern Ontario. And the Outaouais, 505 to 700 Industrial Avenue, Ottawa, on K1G0Y9 Canada. 1-613-237-4856. Fax, 1-613-237-4878. info@ottawa.bbb.org. bbb.org. ccbbb.ca. CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity. 413, Saint Jacques Street, Suite 800, Montreal, QCH2Y1N9 Canada. 1-514-288-2220. Fax, 1-514-288-6588. Secretariat@cbd.int. cbd.int. CBIE, Canadian Bureau for International Education. 220 Laurier West, Suite 1550, Ottawa, on K1P5Z9 Canada. 1-613-237-4820. Fax, 1-613-237-1073. info@cbie.ca. cbie.ca. CBM, Christian Blind Mission International. POB 800. Stouffville on L4A7Z9 Canada. 3844. Stouffville Road, Stouffville on L4A7Z9 Canada. 1-905-640-6464. Fax, 1-905-640-4332. cbmi@cbmicanada.org. cbmicanada.org. cbmcanada.org. CBOC, Conference Board of Canada. 255 Smith Road, Ottawa, Ontario, K1H. 8M7 Canada. 1-613-526-3280. Fax, 1-613-526-4857. Recruit@conferenceboard.ca. conferenceboard.ca. CBSR, Canadian Business for Social Responsibility. 205, 535. Thurlow St. Vancouver, BC V6E3L2 Canada. 1-604-323-2714. Fax, 1-604-323-2715. info@cbsr.ca. cbsr.ca. CCA, Canadian Cooperative Association. Suite 400, 275 Bank Street, Ottawa, on K2P2L6 Canada. 1-613-238-6711. Fax, 1-613-567-0658. info@coopscanada.coop. coopscanada.coop. CCA, Canadian Council for the Americas. 1066 West Hastings Street. Suite 2300, Vancouver, BC V6E3X2 Canada. 1-778-388-5206. Fax, 1-604-806-6112. info@cca-bc.com. cca-bc.com. CCISD, Centre de Coopération Internationale en Santé et en Développement. Pavillon de l'Est 2180. Chemin Sainte-Foy, Quebec, Quebec G1V0A6 Canada. 1-418-656-5525. Fax, 1-418-656-2627. ccisd@ccisd.org. ccisd.org. COS, Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety/CCHST, Centre Canadien de Hygiène et de Sécurité. Travail. 135 Hunter Street, East Hamilton on L8N1M5 Canada. 1-905-572-29811, 905-570-8094. Fax, 1-905-572-22061, 905-572-2206. Client services at ccohs.ca. Inquiries at ccohs.ca. ccohs.org. CCPA, Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives. Suite 410, 75. Albert Street, Ottawa on K1P5E7 Canada. 1-613-563-1341. Fax, 1-613-233-1458. CCPA@policyalternatives.ca. policyalternatives.ca. CCRA, Canada Customs and Revenue Agency. Canada. Comments at rc.gc.ca. ccra-adrc.gc.ca. CSP, Canadian Council for Small Business and Entrepreneurship. C/O Acadia Centre for Small Business and Entrepreneurship, Acadia University, 38 Crowell Drive, Willett House, Wolfville, Nova Scotia. B4P2R6 Canada. 1-902-585-1776. Fax, 1-902-585-1057. ccsb.secretariat@acadiau.ca. ccsb.org. CCSD, Canadian Council on Social Development/Conseil Canadien de Développement. Social. 190 O'Connor Street, Suite 100, Ottawa, Ontario, K2P2R3 Canada. 1-613-236-8977. Fax, 1-613-236-2750. council@ccsd.ca. info@ccsd.ca. ccsd.ca. CCVO, Calgary Chamber of Voluntary Organizations. Number 940, 1202. Centre Street, SE, Calgary, T2G5A5 Canada. 1-403-261-6655. Fax, 1-403-261-6602. admin@calgarycvo.org. calgarycvo.org. CDACF, Centre de Documentation sur l'Éducation des Adultes et la Condition Féminine. Canada. 110, Rue St. Therese, Bureau 101, Montreal, KH2Y1E6 Canada. 1-514-876-1180. Fax, 1-514-876-1325. netfom@cdeacf.ca. cdeacf.ca. netfom.cdeacf.ca. CTL, Comite pour les droits humains en Amérique latine. 211 Jerry Estate, Montreal, Quebec, H2P1T6 Canada. 1-514-387-5550. Fax, 1-514-387-5550. info@cdhl.org. cdhl.org. CDIA, Quorum Deo International Aid. POG 10033 Ancaster. Ontario, L9K1P2 Canada. 27 Legend Court. Ancaster, Ontario L9K1P2 Canada 1-877-434-4046. info@cdiacanada.org. cdiacanada.com. CDIC, Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation /SADC, Société d'Assurance Dépôts du Canada. epub. 2340, Station D, Ottawa, Ontario K1P5W5 Canada. 50 O'Connor Street, 17th floor, Ottawa, Ontario K1P5W5 Canada. 1-613-992-7124. Fax 1-613-996-6095. info@cdic.ca. cdic.ca. sadc.ca. CEA, Canadian Education Association /ACE, Association Canadienne d'Education. 317 Adelaide Street West, Suite 300, Toronto on, M5V1P9 Canada. 1-416-591-6300. Fax 1-416-591-5345. info@cea-ace.ca. cea-ace.ca. CEC, Commission for Environmental Cooperation. 393, Rue St. Jacques West, Bureau 200, Montreal, Quebec H2Y1N9. Canada. 1-514-350-4300. Fax 1-514-350-4314. info@ccemtl.org. cec.org. CECI, Centre Canadien d'études et de coopération internationale. 3000, Rue Omer Lavallée, Montreal. Quebec H1Y3R8 Canada. 1-514-875-9911. Fax 1-514-875-6469. info@ceci.ca. Quebec@ceci.ca. ceci.ca. CECI, Canadian Centre for International Studies and Cooperation. CELA, Canadian Environmental Law Association. 130 Spadina Avenue, Suite 301, Toronto on M5V2L4 Canada. 1-416-960-2284. Fax 1-416-960-9392. intake@cela.ca. cela.ca. CFTC, Canadian Feed the Children. 174 Bartley Drive, Toronto, Ontario M4A1E1 Canada. 1-416-757-1220. Fax 1-416-757-3318. CFTC@CanadianFeedTheChildren.ca. contact@CanadianFeedTheChildren.ca. CanadianFeedTheChildren.ca. CFUW, Canadian Federation of University Women. 251 Bank Street, Suite 305, Ottawa, Ontario, K2P1X3 Canada. 1-613-234-8252. Fax 1-613-234-8221. CFUW.org. CGEPD, Consultative Group on Early Childhood Care and Development. Ryerson University, Faculty of Community Services, Sally Horsfall Eden Centre for Studies in Community Health, 350. Victoria Street, Toronto, Ontario, M5B2K3 Canada. 1-416-979-5000. Fax 1-416-979-5384. info@ecdgroup.com. ecdgroup.com. Chantiers Jeunesse, Mouvement Québécois des Chantiers Jeunesse. CP 1000 Suc. M. 4545, Avenue Pierre de Coubertin, Montreal, Quebec H1V3R2 Canada. 1-514-252-3015. Fax 1-514-251-8719. cj@cj.qc.ca. cj.qc.ca. charitylaw.ca. Canada. webmaster@carters.ca. charitylaw.ca. Providing information on legal issues of interest to charities and not-for-profit organizations in the form of articles, seminar materials and newsletters. Charity Village Ltd. Canada. 1-416-977-7227. Fax 1-416-352-6055. help@charityvillage.com. charityvillage.com. CHES, Canadian Harambee Education Society. Number 102B, 9030 King George Highway, Surrey, BC V3V7Y3 Canada. 1-778-565-5261. Fax 1-778-565-5261. Canadian Harambee@shaw.ca. canadianharambee.ca. CHF, Cooperative Housing Federation of Canada. 162-2025 Corridon Ave, Suite 192 Winnipeg MB, R3P0N5 Canada. 1-204-947-5411. Fax 1-204-947-5412. info@chfcanada.coop. chfc.coop FHCC, Federation. Dual Habitation Cooperative du Canada. CHF Partners in Rural Development. 323 Chapel Street, Ottawa. ONTK1N7Z2 Canada. 1-613-237-0180. Fax 1-613-237-5969. info@chf-partners.ca. chf-partners.ca. CHF, Canadian Hunger Foundation. CHRC, Canadian Human Rights Commission /CCDP, Commission Canadienne des Droits de la Personne. 344 Slater Street, 8th floor, Ottawa, Ontario, K1A1E1 Canada. 1-613-995-1151. Fax 1-613-996-9661. library@chrc-ccdp.ca. chrc-ccdp.ca. CHRO, Chin Human Rights Organization. 2 Monte Vista Avenue, Nepean, K2J2L3 Canada. 1-613-843-9484. info@chro.ca. chro.ca. CIC, Credit Institute of Canada. Canada. 1-888-447-3324. geninfo@credited.org. credited.org. SICH, Canadian Institute of Child Health. 384 Bank Street Suite, 300 Ottawa, Ontario, K2P1Y4 Canada. 1-613-230-8838. Fax 1-613-230-6654. sich@sich.ca. sich.ca. CHICIC, Canadian Information Centre for International Credentials /CICD, Centre d'Information Canadienne sur les Diplômes Internationaux. 95 St. Clair Avenue West, Suite 1106. Toronto, Ontario, M4V1N6 Canada. 1-416-962-9725. Fax 1-416-962-2800. ccc.ca. CIDA, Canadian International Development Agency /ACDI, Agence Canadienne de Développement International. Canada. 200, Promenade du Portage Gatineau, Quebec, K1A0G4 Canada. 1-819-997-5006. Fax 1-819-997-5006. 953-6088. info@acdi-cida.gc.ca. acdi-cida.gc.ca. Club 2/3. Division Jeunesse d'Oxfam Quebec, 2330, Notre Dame. West Montreal, Quebec H3J2Y2 Canada. 1-514-937-1614. Fax, 1-514-937-9452. club@twottiers.org. 2tiers.org. CLWR, Canadian Lutheran World Relief. 302 to 393 Portage Avenue, Winnipeg MBR 3B3H6 Canada. 1-204-694-5602. Fax, 1-204-694-5460. clwr@clwr.mb.ca. clwr@mbnet.mb.ca. clwr.org. CMA, Society of Management Accountants of Canada. 1 Robert Speck Parkway, Suite 1400 Mississauga on L4Z3 cubic meters Canada. 1-905-949-4200. Fax, 1-905-949-0888. info@cma-canada.org. Webmaster at cma-canada.org. cma-canada.org. Société des Comptables and Management du Canada. CME, Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters. 1 Nicholas St. Suite 1500 Ottawa on K1N7B7 Canada. 1-613-238-8888. Fax, 1-613-563-9218. cme-mec.ca. CMEC, Council of Ministers of Education Canada. 95 St. Clair Avenue, West, Suite 1106 Toronto, Ontario M4V1N6 Canada. 1-416-962-8100. Fax, 1-416-962-2800. Information at cmec.ca. cmec.ca. CMU, Canadian Mennonite University. 500 Shaftesbury Boulevard, Winnipeg, Manitoba R3P2N2 Canada. 1-204-487-3300. Fax, 1-204-487-3858. info@cmu.ca. cmu.ca. CNA, Canadian Nurses Association /AIIC, Association des Infirmières et Infirmières du Canada. 50 Driveway, Ottawa on K2P1E2 Canada. 1-613-237-2133. Fax, 1-613-237-3520. info@cna-aiic.ca. Non-nurses. CA. CNIB, Canadian National Institute for the Blind. 1929 Bayview Avenue, Toronto on M4G3E8 Canada. 1-416-486-2500. Fax, 1-416-480-7700. info@cnib.ca. cnib.ca. CNIS, Canadian Network for International Surgery. Number 105, 1985. West Broadway, Vancouver, BC V6J4Y3 Canada. 1-604-739-4708. Fax, 1-604-739-4788. Office at cnis.ca. cnis.ca. Coady International Institute. St. Francis Xavier University, POG 5000 Antigonish NSB2G2W5 Canada. 1-902-867-3960. Fax, 1-902-867-3907. Cody at sdfx.ca. Cody.sdfx.ca. sdfx.ca, St. Francis Xavier University. Code, Canadian Organization for Development Through Education. 321 Chapel Street, Ottawa, Ontario, K1N. 7Z2 Canada. 1-613-232-3569. Fax, 1-613-232-7435. CodeHQ at codecan.org. Codecan.org. Organisation canadienne pour l'éducation au service du développement. CO Development Canada. 260-2747 East Hastings Street, Vancouver, BC V5K. 1Z8 Canada. 1-604-708-1495. Fax, 1-604-708-1497. CodeV at codev.org. codev.org. COG, Canadian Organic Growers /CBC, Cultivons Biologique Canada. 323. Chapel St. Ottawa on K1N 7Z2 Canada. 1-613-216-0741. Fax, 1-613-236-0743. Office at cog.ca. cog.ca. COL, the Commonwealth of Learning. 1055 West Hastings Street. Suite 1200 Vancouver, BC V6E2E9 Canada. 1-604-775-8200. Fax, 1-604-775-8210. Info at col.org. col.org. Collectif pour un Québec sans pauvreté. 165, Rue Carillon, Local. 309 Quebec, Quebec G1K99 Canada. 1-418-525-0040. Fax, 1-418-525-0740. Collectif at pauverity.qc.ca. pauverity.qc.ca. Cowater International Inc. 400-411 Roosevelt Avenue, K2A3X9. Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. 1-613-722-6434. Fax, 1-613-722-5893. General at cowater.com. cowater.com. CPA, Canadian Peace Alliance/Alliance Canadienne pour la Paix. 427 Rue Bloor West, CP13 Toronto. Ontario, M5S1X7 Canada. 1-416-588-5555. Fax, 1-416-588-5556. CPA at web.ca. acp-cpa.ca. CPAR, Canadian Physicians for Aid and Relief. 1425 Bloor St. West Toronto, Ontario M6P3L6 Canada. 1-416-369-0865. Fax, 1-416-369-0294. Info at cpar.ca. cpar.ca. CPCC, Canadian Peacebuilding Coordinating Committee. 1, Rue Nicholas Street, number 1216 Ottawa on K1N7B7. Canada. 1-613-241-3446. Fax, 1-613-241-4846. Info at peacebuild.ca. peacebuild.ca. CPHA, Canadian Public Health Association. 400, 1565 Carling Avenue, Ottawa on K1Z8R1 Canada. 1-613-725-3769. Fax, 1-613-725-9826. Info at cpha.ca. cpha.ca. CQRDTHRD, Comite Québécois pour la reconnaissance des droits des travailleurs. Haïtiens en République Dominicaine. 5174 RC, Rue Drolet Montreal H2T2A3 Canada. 1-514-523-2434. Fax, 1-514-523-2434. CQRDTHRDinc@sprint.ca. Crédile, Comite Regional d'Éducation pour le Développement International de la Naudière. Canada. 200. De Salaberry Joliette Quebec J6E4G1 Canada. 1-450-756-0011. Fax, 1-450-759-8749. info@crediel.qc.ca. crediel.qc.ca. CRUPUC, Conférence des recteurs et des principaux des universités du Québec. 500, Rue Sherbrooke. West, Bureau 200 Montreal H3A3C6 Canada. 1-514-288-8524. Fax, 1-514-288-0554. info@crepuq.qc.ca. crepuq.qc.ca. CRWRC, Christian Reformed World Relief Committee. POB. 5070, STN-LCD1 Burlington, Ontario L7R3Y8. Canada. 3475 Mainway, Burlington, Ontario L7R3Y8 Canada. 1-905-336-2920. 1-800-730-3490. Fax, 1-905-336-8344. CRWRC@crcna.ca. crwrc.org. crcna.org. CRWRF, Canadian Reformed World Relief Fund. POB 85225. Burlington on L7R4K4 Canada. 1-905-690-0542. admin@crwrf.ca. crwrf.ca. cs/tr, Comite de Solidarité/Trois-Rivières. 942, Rue Ste Genevieve Trois-Rivières G9A3X6 Canada. 1-819-373-2598. Fax, 1-819-373-7892. solitaire@tr.cgeocible.ca. cs3r.org. CSCB, Canadian Society of Customs Brokers. Suite 320, 55. Murray Street, Ottawa, Ontario K1N 5 cubic meters Canada. 1-613-562-3543. Fax, 1-613-562-3548. cscb@cscb.ca. cscb.ca. CSCE, Canadian Society for Civil Engineering. 4920 D. Maisonneuve Boulevard W Suite 201 Montreal QCH3Z1N1 Canada. 1-514-933-2634. Fax, 1-514-933-3504. info@csce.ca. csce.ca. CSI, Capital Sisters International. Canada. capitalsisters.org. CSI, Carrefour de Solidarité Internationale. 165, Rue Moore. Sherbrooke, Quebec J1H1B8 Canada. 1-819-566-8595. Fax, 1-819-566-8076. info@csisher.com. csisher.com. Cyclo Nord Sud. Casier Postal 1242, Succursale Place du Parc. Montreal, Quebec H2X4A7 Canada. 1-514 843-0077. Fax, 1-514-270-9190. info@cyclonerdesud.org. cyclonerdesud.org. Cipher International Limited, Global Environmental Solutions. 391. Campbell Street, Winnipeg, Manitoba, R3N1B6. Canada. 1-204-489-1214. Fax, 1-204-489-7372. CipherLTD.com. D. Dalhousie University. Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3H3J5, Canada. 1-902-494-2211. Admissions at dal.ca. dal.ca. David Suzuki Foundation. Suite 219, 2211 West 4th Avenue. Vancouver, BC V6K4S2, Canada. 1-604-732-4228. Fax, 1-604-732-0752. Solutions at davidsuzuki.org. davidsuzuki.org. DCI, Defense for Children International. Spadina Road 25, Toronto. Ontario, M5R2S7, Canada. 1-416-907-7432. Fax, 1-416-907-7432. Contact at dci-canada.org. dci-canada.org. Department of Finance/Ministère des Finances. 19th floor, East Tower, 140 O'Connor Street, Ottawa, Ontario, K1A0G5. Canada. 1-613-992-1573. Fax, 1-613-943-0938. Finpub at fin.gc.ca. fin.gc.ca. Department of Fisheries and Oceans/Ministère des Pêches et Oceans. 200 Kent Street, 13th floor, Station. 13228 Ottawa, Ontario, K1A0E6, Canada. 1-613-993-0999. Fax, 1-613-990-1866. Info at dfo-mpo.gc.ca. dfo-mpo.gc.ca. Department of Foreign Affairs and International Trade/Ministère des Affaires étrangères et Commerce International. Canada. Inquiries Service, Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Canada. 125 Sussex Drive, Ottawa, on K1A0G2, Canada. 1-613-944-4000. Fax, 1-613-996-9709. nqserve@international.gc.ca. dfait-maeci.gc.ca. Department of Foreign Affairs and International Trade/Ministère des Affaires étrangères et Commerce International. Canada, CFSI, Canadian Foreign Service Institute/ICSE, Institut Canadien du Service Extérieur. Department of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, 125 Sussex Drive, Ottawa, Ontario, K1A 0G2, Canada. LB. Pearson Building, A4-235, 125 Sussex Drive, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. 1-613-944-0011. Fax, 1-613-996-4381. cfsa@international.gc.ca. dfait-maeci.gc.ca/cfsi-icsc. Department of Health/Ministère de la Santé. Brook Claxton. Building, 70 Colombine Driveway, Tunney's Pasture. Ottawa, Ontario, K1A0K9, Canada. 1-613-957-2983. Fax, 1-613-952-7747. hc-sc.gc.ca. Department of Human Resources and Skills/Ministère Development Ressources Humaines et Développement des Competences. Ottawa, Ontario, K1A0J9 Canada. 1-800-622-6232. Fax 1-613-941-1827. hrsdc.gc.ca. Department of Natural Resources Canada/Ministère des Ressources Naturelles Canada. 580 Booth, Ottawa on K1A0E4 Canada. 1-613-995-0947. nrcan-rncan.gc.ca. Development and Peace/Development et Paix. 1425. René Levesque BLD. West, 3rd floor, Montreal, Quebec, H3G. 1T7 Canada. 10 St. Mary Street, Suite No. 420, Toronto, Ontario, M4Y1P9 Canada. 1-514-257-8711. 1-416-922-1592. Fax 1-514-257-84971, 416-922-0957. info@devp.org, ccodp@devp.org. devp.org. DevPAR Financial Consulting Ltd. 158 Armour Court, Cobourg, Ontario, K9A4S6 Canada. 1-905-373-7214. Fax 1-905-372-6742. Client services at devpar.com. devpar.com. Devry, Calgary. 2700 3rd Avenue. SE Calgary, Alberta, T2A7W4. Canada. 1-403-207-3161. Devry.ca. EI, Emmanuel International. POB 4050 Stouffville on L4A. 8B6 Canada. 1-905-640-2111. Fax 1-905-640-2186. info@eicanada.org. eicanada.org. EIC, Engineering Institute of Canada. 1295 Highway 2 East Kingston on K7L4V1. Canada. 1-613-547-5989. Fax 1-613-547-0195. info@eic-ici.ca. eic-ici.ca. ELSIC, Evangelical Lutheran Church in Canada. 302 to 393 Portage Avenue. Winnipeg, MBR3B3H6 Canada. 1-204-984-9150. Fax 1-204-984-9185. ilkic.ca. EMCC, Evangelical Missionary Church of Canada, EMCC World Partners. Rocky Mountain College Building, 4031. Brentwood, RD. NW Calgary, UB T2L1L1 Canada. 1-403-250-2759. Fax 1-403-291-4720. info@emcc.ca. wp@emcc.ca. emcc.ca. EMI, Entraide Missionnaire Internationale. 15, Rue de Castelnau. West Montreal, H2R2W3 Canada. 1-514-270-6089. Fax 1-514-270-6156. emi@web.ca. entraide-missionnaire.com. web.net/emi. Enfant du Monde. 1600, Rue Henri Bourassa West, Bureau 542. Montreal, Quebec H3M3E2 Canada. 1-514-332-63321, 418-872-1540. Fax, 1-514-332-9152. info@enfantdumonde.org, info@childrenoftheworld.ca. enfantdumonde.org. childrenoftheworld.ca. Enterweb, Enterprise Development Website. Canada. Enterweb at enterweb.org. enterweb.org. Enviro Access, Inc. 85 Belvedere Street North, Suite 150. Sherbrooke QCJ1H4A7 Canada. 1-819-823-2230. Fax, 1-819-823-6632. Enviro@enviroaccess.ca. Enviroaccess.ca, a network of experts committed to the service of the environmental industry. Environment Canada. Inquiry Centre, 351 St. Joseph Boulevard, Place Vincent Massey, 8th floor, Gatineau, Quebec K1A0H3 Canada. 1-819-997-2800. Fax, 1-819-994-1412. enviroinfo@ec.gc.ca. ec.gc.ca. Equita, Commerce Equitable Oxfam Quebec. 2175, St. Patrick Street, Suite 110 Montreal, Quebec H3K1B4 Canada. 1-514-925-6001. Fax, 1-514-925-6065. info@equita.ca. equita.qc.ca. Equitas, Centre International d'Education Auxiliary Droits Humains / International Centre for Human Rights Education. Canada. 666 Sherbrooke West, Bureau 1100 Montreal, Quebec H3A1E7. Canada. 1-514-954-0382. Fax, 1-514-954-0659. info@equitas.org. equitas.org. Equator. 2177, Rue Masson, Bureau 206 Montreal, Quebec H2H. 1B1 Canada. 1-514-522-2000. Fax, 1-514-522-1227. info@equiterre.org. equiterre.org. ERDO, Emergency Relief and Development Overseas. Pentecostal Assemblies of Canada, 2450 Mill Tower Court, Mississauga on L5N5Z6 Canada. 1-905-542-7400. Fax, 1-905-542-0377. info@erdo.ca. info@powc.org. powc.org. Etc. Group. 431 Gilmore St. 2nd floor, Ottawa on K2P0R5. Canada. 5961 Rue Jean Mance, Montreal, Quebec H2V. 4K9 Canada. 1-613-241-2267. Fax, 1-613-241-2506. etc. at etcetera.group.org. etcetera.group.org, formerly RAFI, the Rural Advancement Foundation International. Ethicscan Canada Limited. Lawrence Plaza Postal Outlet, POB 54034. Toronto, Ontario M6A3B7 Canada. 1-416-783-6776. Fax, 1-416-783-7386. info@ethicscan.ca. ethicscan.ca. FCAC, Financial Consumer Agency of Canada / ACFC, Agents de la Consommation N. Médiaire financière du Canada. Canada. 427, Laurier Avenue West 6th floor Ottawa on K1R1B9 Canada. 1-613-996-5454. Info@fgakokfk. gc.ca. fcac-acfc.gc.ca. FCAMC, Fonds communautaires d'achats au microcrédit. Maison de l'employé du développement humain. 100, Bull. Ducharme, Burr. 230 Sainte-Therese, Quebec J74R6 Canada. 1-450-437-1635. Fax, 1-450-437-8938. info@fondsmicrocredit.qc.ca. fondsmicrocredit.qc.ca. FCM, Fédération of Canadian Municipalities / Fédération Canadienne des Municipalités. Canada. 24. Clarence Street, Ottawa, Ontario K1N5P3 Canada. 1-613-241-5221. Fax, 1-613-241-7440. Fédération@fcm.ca. fcm.ca. FCM, Fédération Canadienne des Municipalités. FDU, Fairleigh Dickinson University. 842 Cambie Street. Vancouver, BC V6B2P6 Canada. 1-604-682-8112. Fax, 1-604-682-8132. Vancouver@fdu.edu. fdu.edu. Fédération des Cégeps. 500, Boulevard Crémazie Est Montreal. Quebec H2P1E7 Canada. 1-514-381-8631. Fax, 1-514-381-2263. comm@feedcegeps.qc.ca. feedcegeps.qc.ca. FFIT, Foundation for International Training. 7181 Woodbine Avenue. Suite 110 Markham on L3R1A3 Canada. 1-905-305-8680. Fax, 1-905-305-8681. info@ffit.org. ffit.org. FFQ, Fédération des Femmes du Québec. 110, Rue St. Therese. Bureau 309 Montreal, Quebec H2Y1E6 Canada. 1-514-876-0166. Fax, 1-514-876-0162. info@ffq.qc.ca. ffq.qc.ca. FHF, Farmers Helping Farmers. POG 2623 Charlottetown. Prince Edward Island C1A8C3 Canada. 1-902-838-4032. Fax, 1-902-838-4032. info@farmershelpingfarmers.ca. farmershelpingfarmers.ca. FHI, Food for the Hungry International. 1-31741 Perdonville Road, Abbotsford, BC V2T1L2 Canada. 1-604-853-4262. Fax, 1-604-853-4332. info@fhcanada.org. fhcanada.org. FHP, Fondation Haiti Partage. 6830 Avenue du Parc Bureau 580. Montreal, Quebec H3N1W7 Canada. 1-514-272-5495. info@fondationhaitipartage.org. fondationhaitipartage.org. FIDA, Foundation for International Development Assistance. 155. Frobisher Drive, Suite H109 Waterloo. Ontario N2V2C9 Canada. 1-519-886-9520. Fax 1-519-886-9740. info@fida-pch.org. fida-pch.org. FIDA is a registered charitable organization that has actively been promoting the productive agricultural cooperative model in Haiti since 1984. FINCA, Foundation for International Community Assistance. 157. Adelaide Street West, Suite 408 Toronto. On M5H4E7 Canada. FincaCanada.org. Fincan Services Inc. 8556 120th Street Suite No. 211 Surrey, British Columbia V3W3N5 Canada. 1-604-590-2973. Fax 1-604-590-2974. Contact at finbyte.com. fincon-services.com. First Nations University of Canada. 1. First Nations Way Regina. SKS4S7K2 Canada. 1-306-790-5950. Fax 1-306-790-5999. info@firstnationsuniversity.ca. firstnationsuniversity.ca. First Oika Credit Canada. POB 98055 Mississauga on L5L5V4 Canada. 2126 Bunhamthorpe Road West Mississauga on L5L 5V4 Canada. 1-905-808-2160. Canada.sa@oicocredit.org. oicocredit.org. Friends of Honduran Children. POB 853 Peterborough on K9J 7A2 Canada. 1-705-749-1900. Fax 1-705-741-2900. info@honduranchildren.com. honduranchildren.com. Sociedad Amigos de los Niños de Honduras. Frontiers Foundation. 419 Coxwell Avenue, Toronto, Ontario M4L 3B9 Canada. 1-416-690-3930. Fax 1-416-690-3934. frontiersfoundation.ca. FSC, Forest Stewardship Council. 70 The Esplanade, Suite 400. Toronto, Ontario M5E1R2 Canada. 1-416-778-5568. Fax 1-416-778-0044. info@fsccanada.org. fsccanada.org. FTC, Free the Children International. 233 Carlton Street, Toronto. Ontario M5A2L2 Canada. 1-416-925-5894. Fax 1-416-925-8242. info@freedhechildren.com. freedhechildren.com. FTH, Feed the Hungry. POG 290 Richmond, BC. V6X2A8. Canada. LESEA Global Feed the Hungry, 130-8191. Westminster Highway, Richmond, BC. V6X2A8 Canada. 1-604-244-7879. Fax 1-604-271-4252. feedthehungrycanada.com. lesa.org. FTQ, Fédération des Travailleurs et Travailleuses du Québec. 565. Boulevard Crémazie Est, Bureau 12100. Montreal, Quebec H2M2W3 Canada. 1-514-383-8000. Fax 1-514-383-8038. FTQ@ftq.qc.ca. ftq.qc.ca. FBI, FOM Etville International. 6465, Avenue de Rocher. Bureau 309 Montreal, Quebec H2V3Z1 Canada. 1-514-861-6123. Fax, 1-514-288-8763. info@fometvils.org. fometvils.org. FWIC, Federated Women's Institutes of Canada. POG 209 St. George, Ontario N0E1N0 Canada. 359 Blue Lake Road, St. George, Ontario N0E1N0 Canada. 1-519-448-3873. Fax, 1-519-448-3506. fwic@belnet.ca. fwic.ca. G7/G8/ G20. University of Toronto, Toronto, Ontario, M5S1A1. Canada. 1-416-978-2011. G8@utoronto.ca. G7.utoronto.ca. GADF, Global Aquifer Development Foundation. 3591 Ranch, Point Road, Nanaimo, BC V9R6W9 Canada. 1-250-756-4538. Fax, 1-250-758-8068. globalaquifer.org. GAPE, Global Association for People and the Environment. 1235. Basel Ave, Victoria, BC V8T2G1 Canada. GAPEinternational.org. GBA, Global Banking Alliance for Women Incorporated. 401 Bay. ST, Suite 1600, Toronto, Ontario M5H2Y4. Canada. 1-416-646-6784. Fax, 1-416-363-0406. info@gbaforwomen.org. gbaforwomen.org. Gems of Hope. 720 Spadina Avenue, Suite 205, Toronto on M5S. 2T9 Canada. 1-416-362-4367. Fax, 1-416-362-4170. gems@gemsofhope.org. gemsofhope.org. GEN, Global Ecolabelling Network. C/O TerraChoice Group Inc. TerraChoice Environmental Marketing Inc., 171 Nepean Street, Suite 400, Ottawa, Ontario K2P0B4 Canada. 1-613-247-1900. Fax, 1-613-247-2228. GenSecretariat@terrachoice.com. GlobalEcolabeling.net. Gender Equality Incorporated. POB 33, Toronto, Ontario, M5A. 4N8 Canada. 1-416-928-0098. Fax, 1-416-928-2749. info@genderequality.ca. genderequality.ca. Training and Consulting. H. Heck, École des Hautes Études Commerciales. 3000, Chemin de la Côte Sainte-Catherine, Montreal, Quebec H3T2A7. Canada. 1-514-340-6000. Fax, 1-514-340-6411. registrare.info@hec.ca. hec.ca. Hec Montreal, École des Hautes Études Commerciales. Edifice. Côte Sainte-Catherine, 3000, Chemin de la Côte Sainte-Catherine, Montreal, Quebec H3T2A7. Canada. 1-514-340-6000. Fax, 1-514-340-6000. 6411. Webmaster@hec.ca. hec.ca. Help the Aged. 1300 Carling Avenue, Suite 205 Ottawa on K1Z7L2. Canada. 1-613-232-0727. Fax, 1-613-232-7625. info@helptheaged.ca. helptheaged.ca. HFH, Habitat for Humanity. 40 Rue Albert Waterloo on N2L3S2. Canada. 1-519-885-4565. Fax, 1-519-885-5225. Habitat@habitat.ca. habitat.ca. Hickling International. 150 Isabella Street Penthouse Floor. Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, K1S1V7 Canada. 1-613-237-2220. Fax, 1-613-237-7347. Hickling@hickling.ca. hicklinginternational.ca. Hindu Society of Ottawa Carleton, Inc. POB 65122, Mary Valley. P.O. Ottawa, Ontario K2G5Y3 Canada. 1-613-883-9228. Fax, 1-613-721-9226. hindusocieetyottawa@gmail.com. hindu-society.ca. HOF, Horizons of Friendship. POB 402 Cobourg, Ontario K9A. 4L1 Canada. 50 Covert Street, Cobourg, Ontario K9A. 4L1 Canada. 1-905-372-5483. Fax, 1-905-372-7095. info@horizons.ca. horizons.ca. Hope International Development Agency. 214 6th St. New. Westminster, British Columbia, V3L3A2 Canada. 1-604-525-5481. Fax, 1-604-525-3471. hope@hope-international.com. hope-international.com. HPIC, Health Partners International of Canada. 955 John Boulevard, Suite 205. Pointe Claire, Quebec H9R5K3 Canada. 1-514-695-0007. Fax, 1-514-695-8528. info@hpicanada.ca. hpicanada.ca. HRI, Human Rights Internet. 1 Nicholas Street, Suite 1105 Ottawa. On K1N7B7 Canada. 1-613-789-7407. Fax, 1-613-789-7414. HRI@hri.ca. hri.ca. HTFH, Hearts Together for Haiti. 1400 Cabana Road West, Windsor on N9G1C4 Canada. Tel. Fax, info@htfhaiti.org. htfhaiti.org. Human Resource Council for the Non-Profit Sector. 201-291. Dalhousie Street, Ottawa, Ontario K1N75 Canada. 1-613-244-8332. Fax, 1-613-241-2252. info@hrcouncil.ca. hrcouncil.ca. concile-rh.ca, concile-rh pour le secteur communautaire. Humanitarian Coalition, the Coalition Humanitaire, Law. POB. 65035 Ottawa on K2G5Y3 Canada. Address, A/S de Care Canada, 9 Rue Gadwara, Suite 200 Ottawa on K2E7X6 Canada. 1-613-237-5236. The Humanitarian Coalition.ca. The Humanitarian Coalition is a network of Canadian NGOs dedicated to a united response in cases of humanitarian crises. Humanity First. 245 Bowes Road, Concord, Ontario L4K1H8 Canada. 1-416-440-0346. Fax 1-416-440-0346. info@humanityfirst.ca. humanityfirst.ca. Humber College. 205 Humber College Boulevard, Toronto, Ontario. M9W5L7 Canada. 1-416-675-3111. Fax 1-416-675-2427. Inquiry@humber.ca. humber.ca. IDE, International Development Enterprises. 830 King Edward Street, Winnipeg, Manitoba R3H0P5 Canada. 1-204-786-1490. Fax 1-204-663-6183. info@ide-canada.org. ide-international.org. ide-canada.org. IDGNet, Institutions of Democratic Governance Network. C/O. Institute on Governance, 122 Clarence St. Ottawa, Ontario K1N5P6 Canada. 1-613-562-0090. Fax 1-613-562-0097. info@iog.ca. idgnet.org. The mandate of IDGNet is to support governance institutions in their work to promote accountable, transparent, fair, participatory, and strategic governance, especially in developing countries. IDRC, International Development Research Centre. epub 8500. Ottawa, Ontario K1G3H9 Canada. Address, 150 Kent Street, Ottawa on K1P0B2 Canada. 1-613-236-6163. Fax 1-613-238-7230. info@idrc.ca. idrc.ca. IDRF, International Development and Refugee Foundation. 2. Berkeley St., Suite 210 Toronto on M5A4J5. Canada. 1-416-497-0818. Fax 1-416-497-0686. office@idrf.ca. idrf.com. IE Canada, Canadian Association of Importers and Exporters, Inc. 160 Eglinton Avenue East, Suite 300. Toronto, Ontario M4P3B5 Canada. 1-416-595-5333. Fax 1-416-595-8226. info@iecanada.com. iecanada.com. IEARN, International Educational and Resource Network. Canada. IEARN-CANADA.org. IEPF, Institut de l'Énergie et de l'Environnement de la Francophonie. 56, Rue Saint-Pierre, 3 Etage. Quebec G1K4A1 Canada. 1-418-692-5727. Fax 1-418-692-5644. IEPF@iepf.org. iepf.org. IFAW, International Fund for Animal Welfare. 40 Norwich Street, East Guelph, Ontario N1H2G6 Canada. 1-888-500-4329. Fax 1-519-767-0284. info-ca@ifaw.org. ifaw.org. IFSPA, International Federation of Customs Brokers Associations. 55, Murray Street, Suite 320, Ottawa, Ontario, K1N 5 cubic meters, Canada. ifcba@ifcba.org. ifcba.org. IFEX, International Freedom of Expression Exchange. POB 407. Toronto on M5V3B1, Canada. Street address. C/O Canadian Journalists for Free Expression, 555 Richmond Street West, number 1101, Toronto on M5V3B1, Canada. 1-416-515-9622. Fax, 1-416-515-7879. ifex@ifex.org. ifex.org. IICA, Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture. 130. Albert St., Suite 1002, Ottawa, Ontario, K1P. 5G4, Canada. 1-613-230-1044. Fax, 1-613-230-1951. iica.ca@iica.int. iicacan.org. IISD, International Institute for Sustainable Development. 161. Portage Avenue East, 6th floor, Winnipeg, Manitoba, R3B0Y4, Canada. 1-204-958-7700. Fax, 1-204-958-7710. info@iisd.ca. iisd.org. iisd.ca. IJM, International Justice Mission. 100 Fullerton Street, London, Ontario, N6A1K1, Canada. 1-519-679-5030. Fax, 1-519-663-1165. info@ijm.ca. ijm.ca. Imagine Canada. 2 Carlton Street, Suite 600, Toronto, Ontario, M5B1J3, Canada. 1-416-597-2293. Fax, 1-416-597-2294. info@imaginecanada.ca. imaginecanada.ca, formerly Canadian Centre for Philanthropy and Coalition of National Voluntary Organizations, Canadian Directory to Foundations and Corporations. INAC, Indian and Northern Affairs Canada / Affairs Indiens et du Nord Canada. Terraces de la Chaudière, 10. Wellington, North Tower, Gatineau, Quebec, Canada. 1-800-567-9604. Fax, 1-866-817-3977. infopubs@nc-inac.gc.ca. ainc-inac.gc.ca. J.M., Jeunesse du Monde. 920, Rue Richelieu, Quebec, G1R. 1L2, Canada. 1-418-694-1222. Fax, 1-418-694-1227. jeune@jeunessedumonde.qc.ca. jeunessedumonde.qc.ca. JRS, Jesuit Refugee Service. 41 Earl Street, Toronto on M4Y. 1M4, Canada. 1-416-924-7904. Fax, 1-416-960-6206. Canada@jrs.net. jesref.org. JSH, Jamaican Self-Help. POG 1992, Peterborough, Ontario. K9J7X7, Canada. 1-705-743-1671. Fax, 1-705-743-4020. JSH@nexicom.net. jshcanada.org. K. Kairos, Canadian Ecumenical Justice Initiatives/Initiatives Canadiennes Ecumeniques pour la Justice. 310 DuPont St. Suite 200 Toronto on M5R1V9 Canada. 1-416-463-5312. Fax, 1-416-463-5569. info@kairoscanada.org. kairoscanada.org. Keyano College. 8115 Franklin Avenue, Fort McMurray, Alberta. T9H2H7 Canada. 1-780-791-4800. Fax, keyano.ca. King's University College. 9125, 50 Street, Edmonton, Alberta T6B. 2H3 Canada. 1-780-465-3500. Fax, 1-780-465-3534. General-info@kingsu.ca. kingsu.org. KLOG Centre, Kannada Learning Opportunities Growth. 68. Sutherland Street, Sydney, Nova Scotia B1P2X2 Canada. 1-902-539-4810. Fax, 1-902-539-8454. clogi.ca. Kwantlen Polytechnic University. 12666, 72nd Ave, Surrey, BC. V3W2M8 Canada. 1-604-599-2100. Switchboard@kwantlen.ca. kwantlen.bc.ca. L. Law Site Collegial. 801, Promenade de l'Aviation, Ottawa, Ontario. K1K4R3 Canada. 1-613-742-2483. Fax, info@lacytech.on.ca. lacytech.on.ca. Lakehead University. 955 Oliver Road, Thunder Bay on P7B5E1. Canada. 1-807-343-8110. Fax, 1-807-343-8023. Webmaster@lakeheadu.ca. lakeheadu.ca. Lakeland College. 5707 College Drive, Vermilion, Ob T9X1K5. Canada. 1-780-853-8400. Recruitment@lakelandc.ob.ca. lakelandcollege.ca. Lambton College. 1457 London Road, Sarnia on N7S6K4 Canada. 1-519-542-7751. info@lambton.on.ca. lambton.on.ca. L. Amy, Aide Médicale Internationale à l'Enfance. 840, Rue Raoul Jobin, Bureau 300, Quebec G1N1S7. Canada. 1-418-653-2409. Fax, 1-418-653-3262. amy@amy.ca. amy.ca. Langara College. 100 West 49th Avenue, Vancouver, BC V5Y2Z6. Canada. 1-604-323-5511. Fax, 1-604-323-5555. geninfo@langara.bc.ca. langara.bc.ca. Landsbridge University. 412 Queen Street, Fredericton, NBE3B1B6. Canada. 1-506-443-0780. Fax, 1-506-459-2909. Admissions@landsbridge.edu. landsbridge.edu. M. Manos, Canada. 5333 Casgrain No. 1204 Montreal, Quebec H2T1X3 Canada. 1-514-276-1204. Fax 1-514-279-3885. info@cnsyarns.com. manoscanada.com. MAPN, Medecins Auxiliary Pides News. 450, Beaubien Est Montreal. Quebec H2S1S3 Canada. 1-514-271-8176. Fax 1-514-374-6660. info@mapen.ca. mapen.ca. MasterCard Foundation. 2 St. Clair Avenue East, Suite 301. Toronto, Ontario M4T2T5 Canada. 1-202-585-2799. info@mastercardfdn.org. The MasterCard Foundation.org. Match International Center. 310, 411 Roosevelt Avenue, Ottawa. On K2A3X9 Canada. 1-613-238-1312. Fax 1-613-238-6867. info@matchinternational.org. matchinternational.org. Maytree Foundation. 170 Bloor Street West, Suite 804, Toronto, Ontario M5S1T9 Canada. 1-416-944-2627. Fax 1-416-944-8915. info@maytree.com. grants@maytree.com. maytree.com. MCC, Mennonite Central Committee. 134 Plaza Drive, Winnipeg, Manitoba R3T5K9 Canada. 1-204-261-6381. Fax 1-204-269-9875. Canada@mennonitecc.ca. canada.mcc.org. McGill University. James Administration Building, 845. Sherbrooke Street West, Montreal, Quebec H3A2T5 Canada. 1-514-398-4455. Admissions@mcgill.ca. mcgill.ca. MCIC, Manitoba Council for International Cooperation. 302-280. Smith Street, Winnipeg, Manitoba R3C1K2 Canada. 1-204-987-6420. Fax 1-204-956-0031. info@mcic.ca. mcic.ca. ourworld.ca, Our World. McMaster University. 1280 Main Street West, Hamilton, Ontario. L8S4L8 Canada. 1-905-525-9140. Fax, liaison@mcmaster.ca. mcmaster.ca. MDM, Medecins du Monde. 338, Rue Sherbrooke Est, Montreal, Quebec H2X1E6 Canada. 1-514-281-8998. Fax 1-514-281-3011. info@medecinsdumont.ca. medecinsdumont.ca. MEDA, Canada, Ontario, Mennonite Economic Development Associates, Inc. 155 Frobisher Drive, Suite I-106. Waterloo on N2V2E1 Canada. 1-519-725-1633. Fax 1-519-725-9083. MEDA@MEDA.org. MEDA.org. MEDA, Canada, Winnipeg, Mennonite Economic Development Associates, Inc. 302-280 Smith Street, Winnipeg. MBR3C1K2 Canada. 1-204-956-6430 1-800-665-7026. Fax 1-204-942-4001. MEDA@MEDA.org. MEDA.org. MEDA Trust. 155, Frobisher Drive Suite I-106 Waterloo, Ontario. N2V2E1 Canada. 1-519-725-1633. Fax, 1-519-725-9083. Meta@meta.org. Metatrust.org. Mediateur, Information mondiale pour le développement durable. C/OIEPF, Institut de l'énergie et de l'environnement de la francophonie, 56, Rue Saint-Pierre, 3 Étage, Quebec, Quebec G1K4A1. Canada. Mediatory.org. Medicine Hat College. 299 College Drive, Southeast Medicine Hat IB. T1A3Y6 Canada. 1-403-529-3811. Fax, 1-403-504-3517. info@mhc.ib.ca. mhc.ab.ca. Mohawk College. POG 2034 Hamilton on L8N3T2 Canada. 1-905-575-1212. mohawkcollege.ca. Mosaic.net International, Inc. 705 Roosevelt Avenue. Ottawa K2A. 2A8 Canada. 1-613-728-1439. Fax, 1-613-728-1154. Workshop at mosaic-net-intl.ca. mosaic-net-intl.ca. Mount Allison University. 65 York Street, Sackville, New Brunswick E4L1E4 Canada. 1-506-364-2269. Fax, 1-506-364-2272. Admissions at mta.ca. mta.ca. Mount Royal University. 4825 Mount Royal Gate, SW, Calgary. Alberta T3E6K6 Canada. 1-403-440-6111. Fax, 1-403-440-5938. External Relations at mountroyal.ca. mountroyal.ca. Mount St. Vincent University. 166 Bedford Highway, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3M2J6 Canada. 1-902-457-6117. Admissions at msvu.ca. msvu.ca. MRDS, Millennium Relief and Development Services. POB. 902 Fort Langley, BC V1M2S3 Canada. 1-604-533-0767. Canada at mrds.org. mrds.org. MSF, Médecins Sans Frontières. National Office, 720 Spadina Avenue, Suite 402, Toronto, Ontario, M5S2T9 Canada. Address, Quebec Office, 1470 Peel, Suite 220, Montreal, Quebec, H3A1T1 Canada. 1-416-964-06191, 514-845-5621. Fax, 1-416-963-87071, 514-845-3707. MSFcan at msf.ca. MSFQC at msf.ca. msf.ca. MSMF, Manjari Sankarathri Memorial Foundation. 23 Mary Drive, Gloucester, Ottawa, Ontario, K1V1G9 Canada. 1-613-523-5413. Info at msmf.ca. msmf.ca. MSN, Maquila Solidarity Network. 606 Shaw Street, Toronto, Ontario, M6G3L6 Canada. 1-416-532-8584. Fax, 532-7688. info@maquilasolidarity.org. maquilasolidarity.org. Municipal World Inc. Box 399, Station Main, St. Thomas, Ontario. N5P3V3 Canada. 1-519-633-0031. Fax 1-519-633-1001. municipalworld.com. MWIA, Medical Women's International Association. 7555 Morley Drive, Burnaby, BC. V5E3Y2 Canada. 1-604-439-8993. Fax 1-604-439-8994. Secretariat@mwia.net. mwia.net. mwia.webtop.de. NAAF, National Aboriginal Achievement Foundation. POB 759 Oswegan on, N0A1M0 Canada. Address, 2160 4th Line Road, Six Nations of the Grand River, Oswegan on, N0A1M0. Canada. 1-416-926-0775. Fax, 1-416-926-7554. info@naaf.ca. naaf.ca. NACOV, National Aboriginal Circle Against Family Violence. 396 Cooper Street, Suite 301, Ottawa on K2P2H7. Canada. 1-613-236-1844. Fax, 1-613-236-8057. nacafv.ca. NACC, National Association of Career Colleges. 155 Linden Road, Unit No. 2, Brantford on N3T5N3 Canada. 1-519-753-8689. Fax, 1-519-753-4712. nacc.ca. NACA, National Aboriginal Capital Corporation Association. Suite 605, 75 Albert Street, Ottawa on K1P5E7. Canada. 1-613-688-0894. admin@nacca.net. nacca.net. NMCF, Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. 2 Berkeley St. Suite 210. Toronto, Ontario M5A4J5 Canada. 1-416-496-8403. Fax, 1-416-496-8824. info@mandela-children.ca. Nelson Mandela Children's Fund.com. Nobel Women's Initiative. 430-1 Nicholas St. Ottawa, Ontario K1N. 7B7 Canada. 1-613-569-8400. Fax, 1-613-241-7550. info@nobelwomen'sinitiative.org. nobelwomen'sinitiative.org. North Island College. 1685 South Dogwood Street, Campbell. River, BC V9W8C1 Canada. 1-250-923-9700. Fax, 1-250-923-9703. nic.bc.ca. Northern Lakes College. 1201 Main Street, Southeast, Slave Lake of T0G. 2A3 Canada. 1-780-849-8600. Fax, 1-780-849-2570. info@northernlakescollege.ca. northernlakescollege.ca. Northern Lights College. 11401-8th Street, Dawson Creek, BC. V1G4G2 Canada. 1-250-782-5251. Fax, 1-250-782-5233. appinfo at nlc.bc.ca. nlc.bc.ca. NSAC, Nova Scotia Agricultural College, NSAC International. POB 550 Truro NSB2 and 5E3 Canada. 1-902-893-6600. Fax, 1-902-893-4939. Webmaster at nsac.ca. nsac.ca. NSERC, Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada/CRSNG, Conseil des Recherches en Sciences Naturelles et en Génie du Canada. 350 Albert Street, Ottawa, Ontario K1A1H5. Canada. 1-613-995-4273. nscrc.ca. NSGA, Nova Scotia Gambia Association. 1574 Argyle Street, Suite 17, Halifax, NSB3J2B3 Canada. 1-902-423-1360. Fax, 1-902-429-9004. Info at novascotiagambia.ca. novascotiagambia.ca. NSI, North-South Institute. 55 Murray Street, Suite 200, Ottawa, Ontario K1 and 5 cubic meters, Canada. 1-613-241-3535. Fax, 1-613-241-7435. NSI at nsi-ins.ca. nsi-ins.ca. NVIT, Nicola Valley Institute of Technology. Merritt Campus. 4155 Bellshaw Street, Merritt, BC V1K1R1 Canada. Address, Vancouver Campus, 200-4355 Mathesy Place, Burnaby, BC V5G4S8 Canada. 1-250-378-33001, 604-602-9555. Fax, 1-250-378-33321, 604-602-3400. Info at nvit.bc.ca. nvit.ca. NWAC, Native Women's Association of Canada. POB 331 Oswegan. On N0A1M0 Canada. Six Nations of the Grand River, 1721 Chiefswood Road, Oswegan, on N0A1M0 Canada. 1-519-445-0990. Fax, 1-519-445-0924. nwac-hq.org. OACC, Organic Agriculture Centre of Canada/CABC, Centre d'Agriculture Biologique du Canada. C/O Nova Scotia Agricultural College, POB 550 Truro NSB2 and 5E3 Canada. 1-902-893-7256. Fax, 1-902-896-7095. OACC at nsac.ca. oacc.info. OAG, Office of the Auditor General of Canada/Bureau du Vérificateur Général du Canada. 240 Sparks Street, Ottawa, Ontario K1A0G6 Canada. 1-613-995-3708. Fax, 1-613-957-0474. Communications at oag-bvg.gc.ca. OAGVG. gc.ca. OBSI, Ombudsman for Banking Services and Investments/Ombudsman Day Services. Bancaires et d'Investissement. Canada. POB 5 Toronto on M5H2Y4 Canada. 1-416-287-2877. Fax, 1-416-225-4722. Ombudsman at obsi.ca. obsi.ca. bankingombudsman.com. OCIC, Ontario Council for International Cooperation. 10 St. Mary Street, Suite 506 Toronto on M4Y1P9 Canada. 1-416-972-6303. Fax, 1-416-972-6996. info@occ.on.ca. occ.on.ca. OSFI, Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions / BSIF, Bureau du Surintendant des Institutions Financières. Publications Distribution, 13th floor, 255 Albert Street, Ottawa, Ontario K1A0H2 Canada. 1-613-990-77881, 613-990-7655. Fax, 1-613-952-8219. Information at osfi-bsif.gc.ca. osfi-bsif.gc.ca. BSIF, Bureau du Surintendant des Institutions Financières. Oxfam Canada. 39 MacArthur Avenue, Ottawa, Ontario K1L8L7 Canada. 1-613-237-5236. Fax, 1-613-237-0524. info@oxfam.ca. oxfam.ca. Oxfam International. Oxfam Quebec. 2330 Notre Dame West, Suite 200 Montreal, Quebec H3J. 2Y2 Canada. 1-514-937-1614. Fax, 1-514-937-9452. info@oxfam.qc.ca. oxfamdp@chem.org. oxfam.qc.ca. Oxfam International. P. PAC, Partnership Africa Canada. 600 to 331 Cooper Street, Ottawa, Ontario K2P0G5 Canada. 1-613-237-6768. Fax, 1-613-237-6530. info@pacweb.org. pacweb.org. PACE, Planetary Association for Clean Energy, Inc. 100 Bronson Avenue, Suite 1001, Ottawa, Ontario K1R6G8. Canada. 1-613-236-6265. Fax, 1-613-235-5876. pasenet@canada.com. pasenet.homestead.com. Pamoja Foundation. Box 233, 1857 West 4th Avenue, Vancouver, BC. V6J1M4 Canada. Tel. Fax, pamojafoundation@hotmail.com. pamoja.org. Panos Institute. Lu Institute Building, 6476 Northwest Marine Drive, Vancouver, BC. V6T1Z2 Canada. 1-604-822-1275. Fax, 1-604-822-6966. info@panoscanada.org. panoscanada.ca. panosaids.org. PAQG, Projet Accompagnement Quebec, Guatemala. 660, Rue Villeray, Bureau 2.115 Montreal, Quebec H2R1J1. Canada. 1-514-495-3131. Fax, 1-514-279-0120. paqg@paqg.org. paqg.org. Parliamentary Centre. 255 Albert St. Suite 802, Ottawa, Ontario. K1P6A9 Canada. 1-613-237-0143. Fax, 1-613-235-8237. Parlcent@parl.gc.ca. parlcent.ca. Paro Center for Women's Enterprise. 110, 105 May St North. Thunder Bay on P7C3N9 Canada. 1-807-625-0328. Fax, 1-807-625-0317. info@paro.ca. Paro.ca. Partners International. 8500 Torbram Road Unit 56 Brampton, Ontario L6T5C6 Canada. 1-800-883-7697. Fax, 1-905-458-4339. info@partnersinternational.ca. Partnersinternational.ca. Partners Relief and Development. 33130 Springbank Road Calgary, Alberta T3Z2L9 Canada. info@partnersworld.ca. partnersworld.org. partnersworld.ca. PDAP, Philippine Development Assistance Program, Inc. 920-130. Slater Street, Ottawa, Ontario K1P6E2 Canada. 1-613-235-7144. Fax, 1-613-235-0142. PDAPCDA@pdap.net. pdap.net. PDF, Participatory Development Forum. 207 Bank Street Suite. 202 Ottawa, Ontario K2P2N2 Canada. 1-613-792-1006. Fax, 1-613-792-1206. pdforum@pdforum.org. pdforum.org. PEN Canada. 24 Ryerson Avenue Suite 214 Toronto on M5T2P3 Canada. 1-416-703-8448. Fax, 1-416-703-3870. Queries at pencanada.ca. pencanada.ca. PRRN, Palestinian Refugee Research Net. Inter-University Consortium for Arab and Middle Eastern Studies, McGill University, 855 Sherbrooke Street West Montreal Quebec H3A2T7 Canada. 1-514-398-1246. Fax, 1-514-398-1770. info@prrn.org. prrn.mcgill.ca. SABA, Public Sector Aboriginal Business Association. 106. Colonnade Road Suite 100 Ottawa on K2E7L6 Canada. 1-613-795-5407. info@psaba.com. psaba.com. Public Works and Government Services Canada /Travaux Publics ET Services. Gouvernementas Canada. 11 Laurier Street PDP 3 Gatineau Quebec K1A0S5 Canada. Fax, 1-819-956-9062. Questions at tpsgc-pwgsc.gc.ca. tpsgc-pwgsc.gc.ca. Audit and Evaluation Services. Pueblito, Canada. 215 Spadina Avenue Suite 165 Toronto on M5T2C7 Canada. 1-416-642-5781. Fax, 1-416-644-0116. Pueblito@pueblito.org. Pueblito.org. PWN, Positive Women's Network. 614-1033 Davie Street, Vancouver, BC, V6E1M7 Canada. 1-604-692-3000. Fax, 1-604-684-3126. pwn@pwn.bc.ca. pwn.bc.ca. PWRDF, Primates World Relief and Development Fund. 80. Hayden Street, Toronto, Ontario, M4Y3G2, Canada. 1-416-924-9192. Fax 1-416-924-3483. pwrdf@pwrdf.org. pwrdf.org Fonds du primat pour le secours et le développement mondial. Q. Queen's University. 99, University Avenue, Kingston, Ontario, K7L. 3N6, Canada. 1-613-533-2000. queensu.ca. Quest University, Canada. 3200, University Boulevard, Squamish, BC V8B. 0N8, Canada. 1-604-898-8000. Fax 1-604-815-0829. info@questu.ca. questu.ca. R. RI, Relief Aid International. POB 369, McMaster University. Hamilton, Ontario, L8S1C0, Canada. ReliefAident.org. RDBA, Registered Deposit Brokers Association. 49, High Street. Suite 308, A Barrie, Ontario, L4N5J4, Canada. 1-705-730-7599. Fax 1-705-730-0477. rdba.ca. REAP, Resource Efficient Agricultural Production. 21111. Lakeshore Road, Box 125, Centennial Center, CCB 13STE and Bellevue, QCH9X3V9. Canada. 1-514-398-7743. Fax 1-514-398-7972. info@reap-canada.com. REAP Canada. Com. Red Deer College. POB 5005 Red Deer UB T4N5H5, Canada. 100 College Boulevard, Red Deer UB T4N5H5. United States of America. 1-403-342-3300. Fax 1-403-340-8940. rdc.ab.ca. Red R, Registered Engineers for Disaster Relief. 1100, 180 Elgin Street, Ottawa, Ontario, K2P2K3, Canada. info@redr.ca. redr.ca. Respect International, Refugee Education Sponsorship Program. 935 Warsaw Avenue, Winnipeg, Manitoba. R3M1B9, Canada. 1-204-284-1919. respect@respectrefugees.org. respectrefugees.org. Results, Resultats Canada. 102, 153 Chapel Street, Ottawa, Ontario. K1N1H5, Canada. 1-613-562-9240. Fax 1-613-241-4170. office@results-resultats.ca. results-resultats.ca. S. SAP, South Asia Partnership. Suite 200, 1 Nicholas Street, Ottawa. Ontario, K1N7B7, Canada. 1-613-241-1333. Fax 1-613-241-1129. sap@sapcanada.org. sapcanada.org. sapnt.org. Save the Children, Canada. 4141 Yonge Street, Suite 300, Toronto, Ontario. M2P2A8, Canada. 1-416-221-55011, 416-488-0306. Fax 1-416-221-82141, 416-483-4430. SCCAN at savethechildren.ca. savethechildren.ca. SANET, South Asian Women's Network. Canada. Info at sanet.org. sanet.org. Scarborough Missions. 2685 Kingston Road. Scarborough on M1M. 1M4 Canada. 1-416-261-7135. Fax, 1-416-261-0820. Info at scarboroughmissions.ca. scarboroughmissions.ca. SCC, Standards Council of Canada/CCN, Conseil Canadien des Normes. 200 to 270 Albert Street, Suite 200 Ottawa on. K1P6N7 Canada. 1-613-238-3222. Fax, 1-613-569-7808. Info at scc.ca. scc.ca. SCIC, Saskatchewan Council for International Cooperation. 2138. McIntyre Street, Regina, Saskatchewan S4P. 2R7 Canada. 1-306-757-4669. Fax, 1-306-757-3226. SCIC at web.ca. earthbeat.sk.ca. Scouts Canada. 1345 Baseline Road, Ottawa on K2C0A7 Canada. 1-613-224-5131. Fax, 1-613-224-3571. Help Center at scouts.ca. scouts.ca. Scruples, Comprehensive Internet Guide for Marketplace Christians. Youth. With a Mission, Marketplace Ministries, A. Ministry of Youth with a Mission, British Columbia, 3400 Hall Road, Post Office Box 5150. Kelowna, BC. V1Y89 Canada. 1-250-763-3367. Fax, 1-250-763-1260. Webservant at scruples.net. scruples.net. SDCN, Sustainable Development Communications Network. C/O. IISD, International Institute for Sustainable Development, 161 Portage Avenue. E, 6th floor, Winnipeg, MB, R3B0Y4 Canada. 1-204-958-7700. Fax, 1-204-958-7710. sdcn.org. SDI, Susila Dharma International. 777 Campbell, Greenfield Park. Montreal, Quebec J4V1Y8 Canada. 1-450-761-0592. Fax, 1-450-761-9797. Info at susiladharma.org. susiladharma.org. SDID, Société de Développement International Desjardins. 150. Avenue des Commandeurs Levis, Quebec. G6V6P8 Canada. 1-418-835-2400. Fax, 1-418-833-0742. Info at desjardins.com. Info at did.qc.ca. did.qc.ca. SDPG, Social Development and Policy Group Ltd. 26 Trailway. Circle, Stittsville, Ottawa, Ontario K2S1E2 Canada. SDPG at magma.ca. sdpgroup.com. Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. POB 48446 Vancouver, BC. V7X1A2 Canada. 1-604-688-7325. Canada at seashepherd.org. seashepherd.org. SETI, Social and Enterprise Development Innovations. 1110 Finch Avenue West, Suite 406 North York, Ontario. M3J2T2 Canada. 1-416-665-2828. Fax, 1-416-665-1661. info@seti.org. seti.org. Selkirk College. Castlegar Campus, 301 Frank Beander Way. Castlegar BC V1N4L3 Canada. 1-250-365-7292. Fax, 1-250-365-6568. Selkirk.ca. SOPAR, Society for Partnership. 1 Chemin des Irribles Gatineau. Quebec J8V1C1 Canada. 1-819-243-3616. Fax, 1-819-243-6280. SOPAR@SOPAR.ca. SOPAR.ca. SOS Children's Villages. 200 to 244 Rideau Street, Ottawa, Ontario. K1N5Y3 Canada. 1-613-232-3309. info@soschildrensvillages.ca. soschildrensvillages.ca. SRC, Saskatchewan Research Council. 125, 15 Innovation Boulevard. Saskatoon SKS 7N2X8 Canada. 1-306-933-5400. Fax, 1-306-933-7446. info@src.sk.ca. src.sk.ca. SSHRC, Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada/CRSH, Conseil des Recherches en Sciences Humaines. POB 1610 Ottawa, Ontario. K1P6G4 Canada. 350, Albert Street, Ottawa, Ontario. K1P6G4 Canada. 1-613-992-0691. Fax, 1-613-992-1787. sSHRC.ca. St. Clair College. South Campus, 2000 Talbot Road, West Windsor. On N9A6S4 Canada. 1-519-966-1656. Fax, 1-519-972-3811. info@stclaircollege.ca. stclaircollege.ca. St. Francis Xavier University. POB 5000 Antigonish Nova. Scotia B2G2W5 Canada. 1-902-867-2219. Fax, 1-902-867-2244. admit@sdfx.ca. sdfx.ca. St. Lawrence College. 2288 Parkdale Avenue. Brockville, Ontario. K6V5X3 Canada. 1-613-345-0660. Fax, 1-613-345-2231. sl.on.ca. St. Mary's University. 923 Robbie Street, Halifax, Nova Scotia B3H. 3C3 Canada. 1-902-420-5400. Fax, public.affairs@smu.ca. stmarys.ca. St. Stephen's University. 8 Main Street, St. Stephen NBE3L3E2. Canada. 1-506-466-1781. Fax, 1-506-466-1783. suitsu.ca. ssu.ca. St. Thomas University. 51 Deneen Drive, Fredericton NBE3B5G3. Canada. 1-506-452-0640. Fax, 1-506-452-0640. 450-9615. Admissions at stu.ca. w3.stu.ca. Statistics Canada. RH. Coates Building, Lobby, Holland Avenue, Ottawa. Ontario K1A0T6 Canada. Infostats at statcan.ca. Statcan.ca. Stephen Lewis Foundation. 260 Spadina Avenue Suite 501. Toronto, Ontario M5T2E4 Canada. 1-416-533-9292. Fax, 1-416-850-4910. Info at stephenlewisfoundation.org. stephenlewisfoundation.org. Street Kids International. 20 Toronto Street 9th floor, Suite 960. Toronto on M5C2B8 Canada. 1-416-504-8994 1-800-387-5326. Fax, 1-416-504-8977. Ski at streetkids.org. streetkids.org. SUCO, Solidarite Union Cooperation. 1453, Rue Beaubien Est. Bureau 210 Montreal, Quebec H2G3C6 Canada. 1-514-272-3019. Fax, 1-514-272-3097. Montreal at suco.org. suco.org. Supreme Court of Canada / Cour Supreme du Canada. 301 Wellington St. Ottawa, Ontario K1A0J1 Canada. 1-613-995-4330. Fax, 1-613-996-3063. Information at scc-csc.gc.ca. Reception at scc-csc.gc.ca. scc-csc.gc.ca. T. Trent University. 1600 West Bank Drive, Peterborough, Ontario. K9J7B8 Canada. 1-705-748-1011. Fax, liaison at trentu.ca. trentu.ca. Trinity Western University. 7600 Glover Road, Langley, BC V2Y. 1Y1 Canada. 1-604-888-7511. Fax, admissions at twu.ca. twu.ca. TSF, Terre Sans Frontières. 399, Des Consilers, Bureau 23 Law. Prairie, Quebec J5R4H6 Canada. 1-450-659-7717. Fax, 1-450-659-2276. TSF at terrasansfrontières.ca. terrasansfrontières.ca. UCC, United Church of Canada. 3250 Bloor Street West Suite 300 Toronto. Ontario M8X2Y4 Canada. 1-416-231-5931. Fax, 1-416-231-3103. Info at united-church.ca. united-church.ca. UN Foundation. 4007, 11 Street SE, Calgary, Alberta T2G3H1. Canada. 1-866-629-0516. Fax, 1-403-252-7685. Info at un.org. un.org. UFA, Union Francophone des Aveugles. 1111, Rue Saint-Charles. West, 3 Etage Longueuil, Quebec J4K5G4 Canada. 1-450-463-9899. Info at unionfrancophoneta.saveugle.org. unionfrancophoneta.saveugle.org. UNAC, United Nations Association in Canada /ACNU, Association Canadienne pour les Nations Unies. Suite 300, 309 Cooper Street, Ottawa on K2P0G5 Canada. 1-613-232-5751. Fax, 1-613-563-2455. info@unac.org.